Hey guys, and welcome back to my Outer Wild playthrough. Now, good news and bad news for this one. The first good news is that there will be another Outer Wilds video. Yay! Except you can't expect that because you're probably just clicking on the next one in the playlist. The bad news is that I've already recorded this video, and after watching it back later, I realized it did not have audio. So my OBS, for some reason, went to my default microphone rather than, which, despite I only have one microphone plugged in, apparently does not pick up my Blue Yeti, which I'm talking to you on now. So I played through this entire video, all 1 hour, 38 minutes of it, with absolutely no dialogue. So I talked to Will, who's my friend and the one who put me onto this game. I don't know if I've already mentioned that. But probably the only person ever watching this. And asked him which one he would prefer. And I'm just going to pause that because I'm already loading into the game. I gave him 3 options. I said, do you want me to do a small recorded section at the start where I explain what happened and then let the video play with no audio, which would be what we're about to do? Or do you want me to watch through the recording on a faster speed and explain my thought process as it goes? Where, you know, I put it on, I don't know, 16 times and just kind of go with what happened, what I was thinking. Try my best. You know, I only recorded it like 2 hours ago, so hopefully I can still remember. Or see a normal video with the explanation sped up a bit at the end, explaining the key moments. So just let the video play, no audio, or maybe a little bit at the start, but then play the entire video, and then at the end be like, okay, so at this point I was thinking this is what. But he opted for B, which I think is probably the better one anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch through this video, and then I'm just going to kind of skip through bits and watch it at a slightly faster speed and explain what was happening. So let's go with faster, 1.5 times. Can we speed that up even more? Okay, so anyway, the start of this was mostly me adjusting. I hadn't played it in, you know, it had been 3 weeks, 4 weeks since the last recording. I was explaining that I didn't really know where I was up to fully. I was apologizing for having not recorded, as I can only really do it on Sundays. I only really get a 2-hour slot, and if anything occupies that 2-hour slot, then I can't record, because then, you know, I've got LCS on in the morning, which I love to watch live, and then I've got like shopping and chores, and then I usually get like a 2-hour window before lunch or maybe after lunch that I can record before Jessie comes home, and then I don't really like recording when she's home. So this was just me kind of going through and trying to figure out what the hell I need to do, and explaining all of these things that have been happening. So I start by going to the Ash Twins, I believe. I remember last time that I'd explored. No, I decided to skip the Ash Twins. Okay, I'm going to Brittle Hollow. Why am I going to Brittle Hollow? Okay, no, because I remembered that I'd just gone to the Black Hole Forge in the last episode. And for some reason I thought that the Black Hole Forge was at Brittle Hollow. So I started playing Brittle Hollow, and I think in a second I'm going to notice that, oh yeah, it's actually not at Brittle Hollow. I need to go to the Twins and then use the teleporter to get there. How do I increase speed? You know what, let's just use help. Oh. Let's open up a new window. And let's look at BLT. Okay, shift right, so that takes me forward a couple of seconds. Okay, this looks good. This looks like some useful keys. So I can only really, if I press plus, yeah, it actually slows me down. Oh no, I can. Okay, let's pick this. Okay, so I get here and I do not remember which one of these towers was the one that took me to Black Hole. This was me trying to get a big trick shot on the moon and failing miserably. Then I hurt myself and I decided to give up. Then that was me remembering that that's something that's not useful to me. Then I decided to fill up my fuel a bit more because I lost some being silly. Very sharp, jagged, my apologies. So then I decided I was going to follow this thing around the planet. Into it because I'm an idiot. And then I find a tower. And I'm like, I don't know what tower this is, but I'm going to go inside. And then I'm like, oh no, this is the cactus tower. And this takes me to the sun thing, but I'm not 100% sure, so I get inside, check it out. And then I'm outside, see if there's any markings, nothing really. And I'm like, well, I'll just see what it points at. I'm like, oh yeah, that's for sure going to point at the sun, so it's probably not this. So I go to the next tower, and I find this one, and I'm like, I don't remember which one this is. And I'm like, oh, go in here, this is a waste of time, there's nothing in here. Okay, and then I leave, and I come over to this tower. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure that's the one that takes me to the twins, I don't need to be in there. And then I decide to go back to my ship for more fuel, O2, and to heal a little bit. Don't put my head on the way in. Get everything I need, get stuck. Take this, so I can get a slightly higher vantage point to explore with. Come back to this double tower. Decide that this one does not fucking work. Stay in it a little bit to see if it decides to point at anything, and then I'm like, oh, actually the roof's broken, it probably just doesn't work. Wow, I stay in here for a real long time, and I'm like, oh, maybe it lines up with that? No, okay. I come into this one, and I'm like, where does this one lead? And I let it go. I go all the way up the tower, just to see if there's something up there that might help. And I find this little scroll, so I bring that back with me. And I put a little scroll in there. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is the Ashturn project. And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty sure this shoots me to the Ashturns. But I think that stage is a little check. And lo and behold, pick up the thing, and shoot, I get teleported to the Ashturns. I'm like, oh, this is fucking useless. I'm like, well, now my ship's up there, and then here, I'll be this, and so I take this thing. And I actually pulled a pretty sick move on Switch Planets, which I was pretty happy about. And then I panic, have to get it here, I panic, have to get it here. And then I don't know where this shoots me. Still don't know where this shoots me. So, I decided to just kind of wait it out. Might go a little bit fast, but it's going to be a little bit jumpy. Slow it down if it's too jumpy for you. But yeah, use the YouTube controls. So I go down there, and then suddenly I come upstairs, and oh, I get teleported to exactly where I need to be, the black hole thing. So I read this, it says black hole left, I go left, and I remembered last time that I'd fallen somewhere in here, got stuck to the black hole, and that's when I stopped playing. It says be careful in the black hole, and I get here, there's nothing there. And I come around here, and there's nothing, and there's nowhere to go. You know this is too fast, so to get back. And I start panicking, and then I jump, and then I get stuck down here. I'm like, for fuck's sake. I'm a little bit annoyed. And then I'm like, you know what? I could probably jiggy my way up there. So I attempt to jiggy my way up there, and I get really close, and then I crash, and I fall, and I'm like, damn. Kill myself. Okay, so we go through the whole Nomai thing. Blah, blah, blah. Survive. And I'm like, okay. I don't know what to do. The black hole forge obviously wasn't there. Actually, no, first I think I go to the bathroom, but then I come back. And now I decide that I am going to look up what is going on. So I think we looked it up. I don't know. I did not look up much. All I looked up was like how to do Black Forge. And it was like, you need to lower the controls. I was like, at this point I was like, okay, that's all I read. I don't know how to lower the controls, but I do remember something at Brittle Hollow letting me lower the controls. And I'm like, I remember there being a secret entrance into Brittle Hollow. But I had 0% faith in my ability to find it. But I decided to go looking anyway. And I remember it being in these ice caps. I think it was this pole, but it could have been the other one. And I'm like, yeah, there's just no shot that I find this. But I remember it saving a massive amount of time, so I really, really did want to find it. And then suddenly, oh my fucking god, I found it. And I was popping off it. I was so happy. Because it had been like 2 months since this happened. maybe more, since I last used that little hole. So it was a miracle that I found it again. So then I went stumbling through here, trying to figure out where the hell I need to go. I found this elevator. I was like, oh, Black Hole Forge controls report. And honestly, at this point, I was saying this looks like it's scripted, because there's no way I should be able to find this easily after not playing for so long. But here we go. So I was really, really happy. And I lowered the forge controls. And then I ran up these steps. And as you saw, the forge control lowers, technically it raises, I think, but it, so it lowers the giant black hole forge to a place where I can access. And I looked up and I recognized that the place that I could access it from was the place that I teleported to. So now I've quickly got to get back to the Ash Twins. So I speed on over there, make sure I don't crash into the planet as much as I can. Realize that they're going behind the sun, and then I'm probably better off heading them off. So I go behind the sun, I massively overshoot, I get worried about crashing into Giants Deep. I decide to just let the fucking autopilot do its thing. Autopilot failed me, I autopilot again. It doesn't fail me, change to Ash Twin. And we're good to go. So now I land. I've got to park somewhere out of the way so I don't get sucky sucked. Coming a little bit heavy, but you know, this thing's strong. That's a powerful ship, so I'm not too worried. I start to go around the edge, and I'm just gonna follow the damn thing. But it's incredibly slow. Patient. Then I find this one, which is definitely not what I want. And I'm like, oh, this is the sun station, cool. And then I go in this one, and I'm like, oh no, this was the Ash Twin. So I come over here, and I'm trying to get the sand to suck me with it, but it won't. Sneaky cactus, and I find this one, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I try to find a way into it, and there's nothing. I go inside, there's nothing but trees. I'm like, nah, fuck this. That's not where I went. So I leave, and I come to this one. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And then I'm like, oh, I'm actually kind of out of fuel. Before I go in, let's go fuel up the fucking time. So I decided to move. I marked it with my scout, and then I moved my ship a little bit closer. And then, oh, I get let in. And we're waiting. My speed spit up. Yeah, and then I recognized that. Okay, cool, we get teleported. And this time, Black Hole, don't do it the right speed yet. Black Hole Forge is here again. So we go inside. This is all brand new to me. I might slow this down a little bit. Okay, so I check out the scroll. Actually, I'm going to slow this down to 1.5 speed. If you guys need to read the text, you can always slow it down. This is just me reading the text out loud. So I read about the cores, and they're not sure where to take them all. And they tell them that there's lots of cores going to one place. And he's like, oh, cool, I'll go help this guy take all these cores to Ash Twin. I'm getting all the names right because I can't keep track. Each of the 6 receivers are being constructed in different locations. The towers and the high energy lab reveal each one's location, and I'm like, cool. So I take the scroll out, put it there, pick up this scroll, put it in. This is me being a fuckhead. Getting all my keys, cool. And then these guys are talking that it doesn't need to be 100% accurate, the receiver, it just needs to be nearby or on the planet. It doesn't always have to go to the center. Then we take this projection stone, which I then put down and start reading stuff on the side. They're just talking about that the alignment doesn't have to be perfect. It could be a couple of degrees off and it's not a big issue. And then I pick up this little ash projection stone and I don't know what to do with it. And then I see that thing on the wall and I'm like, is that a light? What the hell is that thing? There's a thing on the wall and it's like, okay, when that Eiffel Tower, when the World Trade Center, whatever it's called, the Empire State Building lines up with the thing, the light, it lights up, but I don't really know beyond that. Put this thing in. And like, I've been here before.
And then something weird happens and everything disappears except the stars. I'm like, this shit's whack as hell. Trying to figure out what I did to do that, or what it means. And it freaks me out a bit, so I take it and I put it back in, and I'm like, oh, now it's back to these suits. How did that happen? How did I make that happen? So I start looking at them all and trying to get it to happen. I thought maybe when I looked at specific ones, it would show me different places. And one of them would show me the stars, but that did not happen. And eventually it was like, get the fuck out of here, I'm tripping out. So I kind of put this thing over here, and I read the translator. And I wasn't sure if I'd already read it or not. Cool. And then upgraded my ship log, and I was like, oh damn, now I need to go back to my ship. But my ship is 15 k's away or whatever. So I come back in here, I'm like, surely that's not everything. Surely I've missed something. But I haven't, so I decided to maintain intelligence. And now I do not know what to do. This is where I've run out of ideas. I think. I've just got no bloody clue. So I go on a respawn, I go to my ship, and I'm like, I need to read the log. So I read the ship log, a bunch of stuff popped up, and I read all the little hints. Because that summarized whatever I read, because I didn't really understand what I'd read. Hourglass twins are so close together, they function as a single astral body with shared alignment. And at this point, I think I don't know if I was reading or explaining that I didn't know what the hell was going on. But at some point, I decide to look something up, and I make sure to show you guys what I'm looking up so that, you know, alright, so that you understand that I'm not spoiling myself too much or whatever. Because I don't want to spoil myself, but I am lost. I do not know what the next step is. I was also trying to figure out what the color coding meant. Purple versus green or orange and red. And then I came to the conclusion that they're all the colors are like their own little sections, and that the grey ones are just like miscellaneous. They don't actually mean anything. They don't actually have a connection. And then I'm like, okay, well I just need the last couple of question marks to keep going. So I think I have everything. I'm just making sure I'm not missing any like asterisks or misinformation. And he's like, I know what I'm missing, but I don't know what I don't know, right? It's a little bit annoying, and I read about the jellyfish thing, and I think that's what I decided to go do. To go check if I can solve the jellyfish thing at the deep by like convincing a jellyfish to eat my ship. Or something similar. I come in a little bit hot with this one. Like, either eat me or eat my ship. I come in and I'm like, wait a minute, this is my speed. But I go to water and it's cancelled. I try to go straight under these eddies, and I'm like, oh, that didn't work. I'm like, oh, that's right, you need to use these tornadoes. And I do not remember which way the tornado has to spin to be useful. I try this one, and I'm like, oh, it's working, and then it doesn't work. And then it spits me out. I'm like, alright, let's try it again. So I go through, yeah. That one's going clockwise, 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 oh, anti-clockwise. So I start on this dude, and I come over, oh, there we go, I get spat beneath the eddies. Like, cool, okay, come here, little Mr. Jellyfish, what happens if I touch you with my ship? Oh, fuck, I get ruined. And then I'm like, okay, well, maybe I have to do it in person. So I get out, and I decide to repair my ship, because, you know, why not? We got how to match velocity. And then I'm like, where the fuck is that jellyfish going? It's just here. At this point, I can't figure out if I'm moving or not. It doesn't look like I am. So I can't really figure out where the jellyfish is and where I am. And then I see the jellyfish. I shoot a scout at it. It gets bounced. Oh, hang on, give it a second.
I have returned. Apologies for the delay, Jesse got home. Where were we? Okay, so we're at the jellyfish. I tried to swim into the jellyfish and it zapped me. So, okay, the jellyfish top isn't safe, even though I can't say jellyfish anatomy means it should be. But the rest of my electrical systems, and we are out of there. So now I'm like, well, fuck, where do I go? Okay, and that pause there, I believe, was me going to the bathroom. Maybe, I don't remember. We'll get in the shopping or something. And, okay. So it was me looking up something. So I minimized and I searched Outer Wilds, tips, advice when progressing, no spoilers. I looked up, I think, what to do Outer Wilds when stuck or something. And it came up with this. So I looked it up and I went through this. And it was all fucking absolutely useless. It was completely, incredibly useless. Just like talk to people, pick stuff up on the floor, don't forget to look around. Look for question marks or asterisks next to info. Yeah, it was really disappointing. Didn't help at all. So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for something specific that I can look up. I want to solve something. So I was like, I'm gonna solve the Ash Twin project. Actually, no, I think I took one of the pieces of advice from the thing. And I was trying to look for anything that I hadn't already looked at yet. All the probe came in, we already knew that one of them was there, one of them was missing, two of them were missing, one of them was, we knew was in the water, the other one we don't know. You're looking at Brittle Hollow. Okay, and then I decided to go back to the Ash Twin Towers, and I look at the designs on the side, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, maybe I try all the different towers, because maybe I haven't been to all of them yet. It's Quantum Moon Locator, which we've done. All of this stuff we've already solved. None of that was useful. I don't know exactly when I decide to look something up. There we go. Okay, so I decided to look up. So show you what I'm looking up. I think I do it to the other windows. So I didn't leak something. Okay, and then I look up Outer Wilds, Ash Twin, no spoilers. So look for something with no spoilers. And this is all stuff I already knew. I knew there was a warp core there. I knew that I had to get into the middle. This guy looked some stuff up, and it was all kind of useless. And then we read about everyone being like, yeah, you're on the right track, but you're also looking at the wrong things. Don't overthink it. And I was like, this is all absolutely fucking useless. Like, go back to Timber Hearth. And this guy says, we'll make sure there are no physical entrances. We'll check the interior and then check the exterior cracks. Okay, and then I'm like, okay, well, I know that I need to get to the center. That's obvious. And I know that I can't just walk there. So I have to, like, teleport in there, but I don't know how to teleport in there. It's not fucking useless. So I got on a bit of a rant about how fucking annoying this is. And then I tap back into the game. And I look at the tower designs, I think, right here. Okay, here. And I'm like, okay, well, the top one, I read that it's designed visually reflective warp destination. So I see the top one is the sun, the right one is the twins. I don't know what the bottom three are. And I didn't realize that each tower like reflects where it goes. That's kind of cool. So I slowly memorize this information, very slowly memorize it. I think I can speed back it. Wait, what am I at right now? I can go back to 3 times. Cool. So then I decide that I'm going to the Ash Twins. So we take off, so speed this bit up. We leave, we find the Ash Twins, speed over there. Cool. Oh wait, why will it not go beyond? Okay, whatever. Cool. So then I try to look at the towers before landing. I'm like, that's the tower I want, so oh no. I decided I need to waste more time to wait for the thing to finish, so I'm trying to see if there's a way I can stay in orbit. I can't. So I'm pulling a couple of tricks where I get in and out of my chair by mistake. I decide to land somewhere where my ship's not going to get picked up. And I decide to go back to the thing, look at the tower designs. And I'm like, okay, one of them's like a pretty-tiered cake, one of them's just one with a spiral, and the other one is just kind of a tower. It's the only non-notable tower. So I try to come over here, and I'm like, oh, what is this? This looks like it's a 2-tier cake. If I get back in here, I'm like, oh. I turn around so I can look at it, just in case I can check it if I'm wrong. And I'm like, 2-tier cake, cool. That is one of the ones that I'm missing. So go inside it. And there's still nothing, just trees. So I think here I go to the bathroom. And there we go, now I get back. Oopsies. And then I decide that I need some light in here. I'm just getting some air, running around. And then it uncovers a couple of things. And it's all fine and dandy. And this one is just straight through, straight out. This thing unveils, and I'm like, oh, where'd it go? Like, just we made the sky. I just had to wait for it, and now I'm like, well, I need to figure out where this thing's transporting me. So I decided to sit here and wait. See where it transports me, and eventually it's just like, okay, cool. It takes me to Timberhearth. Cool. And I'm like, and then that's when I finally realized you can set all these planets to go back. Maybe I already realized this in the previous episode, but I did not know this time. Like, okay, that takes me back. So, I memorize it. Bottom left one is Timberhearth. And then, I don't know, I figured out that bottom middle one, oh god, that's laggy. This is the twin one, which we're testing. And I wanted to test if the twin one would do something different when we took it back. Now I went into this one, and I was like, I can't get it to do anything, so I decided to sit here for ages, see if I can get it to do anything at all. And I shoot my little scout on there. I'm like, I'm gonna leave my scout on there, see if it gets teleported or something interesting happens. Meanwhile, I come over here, and I'm like, there's another one I can test. And I'm like, actually, I think I figured out that one's the sun one. I'm so sure it's done. Test this one. It's the spiral one. Okay, so spiral goes to Giant Steep. Done. Memorized. And then that one there in front of me is the sun. And I now know all of them. One of them takes me to the forge. The two twins take me to. The twins take me to the the other planet. And then the sun one takes me to the sun station, and then the other one takes me to Timberhearth. And then the gravity place. And this one is just not taking me fucking anywhere. I'm like, what is this? But I realized that my scout is gone somewhere, and I realized it's in the middle of the planet. I don't know how it got there. But I know that I left it on that trade. So maybe it got picked up by the sail thing and ripped there somehow, but I'm like, okay, so maybe when you get teleported back, sometimes it takes you to a different place. but I know that something is wrong. So I need to take all of the portals and then take them all back and see if something happens. So I come back here to see if something will change, and nothing really changes. And then I think I decide that I need to be here when maybe when the thing comes by. Well, basically all I know is that I left my scout here and it got teleported, so if I wait here long enough, I'll get teleported too. But then I was like, oh, well, maybe it only happens, you know, at certain stages of the life cycle of the loop. And then I was like, oh man, that sun's getting real fucking big. So I get punctured. And I'm like, oh shit, here comes the thing. Here comes the thing. So I'll just wait in the middle. And then it sucked me up before it worked. But my scout did get teleported. And I'm like, okay, the sun's too big, it's too late. Let's redo the loop. And try that again. So I'm like, cool, I've got a plan. Straight up, straight shit. Suit on. Boom, go to the twins, which I can still never figure out where they are. I actually just saw it. Oh no. Sorry, I go to see if I can find the teleporter. See that, which is pretty cool. I'm like, here's the teleporter. Can I just teleport straight there? Save me a bunch of travel time. Nope. Okay, so it's only on a return trip, and then I get stuck getting back into my ship. Cool. Pull it off. Take off. Find the two twins. Fly to Ash Twin. And then I need to stall out for ages because I have nothing to do. Well, decent landing. And yeah, now I'm going to stall up and wait for those things to cover, which is boring. So I decided to try and pull off a couple more cool shots, and I actually got a really nice one. Where I get it. Like into orbit, it starts chasing the planet. But never quite catching it. I can like slingshot this scout. And it still stays up there. It's just not coming down. This is just something to do while I wait. And it eventually falls really far behind the planet. And finally it falls back down there. But it was up there for a while. And I'm just following this band around. Decided to get some more fuel, and I might as well bring my ship with me. Nope, don't decide to bring my ship with me. I'm still just following the band around, but trying not to get too much fuel for us. Okay, this is the twins, this is it. This is the spot, and I decide that I need to wait for it to just sink down. I think I'm just going on my phone, maybe I'm reading to you guys, I don't remember what I'm doing, I'm just talking to you. Here I take a bunch of shots of my bum. Character. Let's see if I'm cheeked out on my mind or not. I'm trying to figure out what it looks like. I give myself some light and I hide in this little enclave. And my plan is I'm going to wait until the thing comes back and I'm going to run out. So I wait till it's there and then boom, run out, boom. Teleported into the center. I'm like, this is sick. Holy shit. This bit I'm going to slow down a little bit. So I read about the tracking module. I can see this big dude, they won't talk to me or interact with me in any way. That's the 3 heads that I always see. I'm missing something there. So I decided to go over here and read all of this wall. And it takes ages. At some point during this playthrough I was talking about how, man, I don't really understand what's going on. I really hope that they give me this huge fucking board up to explain everything. This is exactly what they give me. If you want to pause it on each screen and read it, or pretend I'm reading it out in my voice. I have to read some of them multiple times because I'm dumb. I mean, at some point here I realised that reading actually pauses the game, which is dope. But yeah, I get my huge. It's just reading going on here. So I'm reading, and the sub-project is complete. Everything goes. And so basically the plan is they're going to run this sun thing. It's going to loop every 22 minutes. it's going to send a signal to the cannon to fire. The cannon's going to fire 22 minutes back in time, and then it's going to loop every 22 minutes. So they need to explode the sun to create this loop to get the power grid. Like we could wait for the sun to explode. The sun failed to explode. Like we could wait for it manually expire. You'll need to find a way to make it go forever. And they're like, oh, there's a cool new asteroid in town. The comet. We're gonna go check that out. We know what happened. So they're like, cool, it's working. It's everything all forward. It's all fine. Storage finished. Blah blah blah. Thanks to the last shipment of cores. The shell is sealed. Can I help you check? No, really good. Put that away. Projection stone. Called the masks. Something to know. Statues, blah blah blah. This, I think this is where I realized the time to be paused. Which I'm gonna read all those things. So I come over here and I'm like, what do you do? Turn off the gravity control, sure. And immediately I'm like, oh fuck, I regret that. I'm like, oh no, I probably don't. I'll just do this. So I put this ball through. Oh shit. It's a warp core. So I need that bad boy. I'm like, oh fuck, where did I need the warp core? And I could not for the life of me remember. Then I think I had to bear it back for something. Oh no, this is me thinking. I paused the game so I could think. And I was like, where do I need the core? Where do I need the core? And I remembered. I'm not sure if it's the right place. I'm still not sure if it's the right place. But I was like, oh shit, I've got to go back to the No-Mind ship, right? I'm pretty sure that here. Because it was broken. The one in Dark Bramble. So I'm like, cool, we're going to Dark Bramble now. We're on timer because we have we're on timer now. We're already halfway through the past halfway through the thing. And I've actually the project's still on the bench. I'm still missing something. So I decided to go back to finish my project at some point, but we're already halfway through the loop and I still need to do more Dark Bramble. And I'm like, oh Christ, it's been like a month and a half since I was here doing all these lights. It's been 2 months. I do not remember a single thing. And I was like, I'm going to fire a scout and see if I can see. I'm like, okay, that's like anglerfish. That's also looks like an anglerfish right at the end. I'm like, okay, cool, there's like. So same rule with anglerfish, you need to be quiet, not loud. So I come over here. And I go inside, and I'm like, this one thing. Oh fuck, it's anglerfish. Shit, this is dead end, so I go back. And I try to find anything useful. And I was like, oh shit, there's a distress beacon here. No, there's not a wild venture over here. I was like, oh, I remember that being maybe near there. I'm gonna check that out. I don't remember exactly how I got here last time, but I did solve it, so. I make sure that there are no anglerfish nearby. And I do remember there being a secret hole that wasn't emitting a light, but could not find it. So I'm like, alright, let's go in here. And then when I come through here, I'm like, oh Christ, this is like 200 holes. I don't remember which hole was correct. Don't remember what I bought. Alright, so I'm trying to find which one of these is fake. And I'm like, oh shit, there's 3 of them. That doesn't help me. I actually nailed this shot, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so many duplicate signals. I was like, oh, let's go towards the only light that isn't a duplicate signal. Make sure it is an anglerfish. Nope, it's a real hole I can go through. Let's go through there. And then inside, there's just me. I'm like, okay, it's fucking recursive or something. And I see an anglerfish. I'm like, nope, I'm out here. We go back through. And I pause. I think I'm either thinking or I'm looking for something. I don't think I looked anything up here. Or maybe I'll look up. Where is it? And then halfway through, I was like, nah, I can't solve it. Or maybe there was a clue or something telling me to
look at the different audio things. So I go back to this and I'm like, oh shit, there is a distress speaker one. I track that down and it's over again. And I go for that and I aggro that fish and I'm like, oh shit. So I stop pressing any buttons. And I just let it ride. And I'm like, is he still following me? Jack, give it a clear. They go inside. And this is the secret one where there's a little beacon over here that doesn't light up. I'm like, cool. I head over towards that bad boy, trying to watch out for any anglies. Don't see any anglies. Find the stress beacon, move my mouse up, it's really fucking annoying signal. And then I'm like, okay, I remember I had to follow this point, so follow the path. Follow path. And find this thing. And I remember not being able to stop being small enough to get through, so I shoot the stress signal, and now I just follow the duplicate signal, and I'm there. I follow the duplicate signal, and I head inside this bad boy. And then I remember the red one being dangerous, so I make a tiny little move. And these things keep making noises behind me, keep making noises behind me, and I'm just kind of like, I knew I was going to run out of time, so I tried to floor it, and I get cut off. And I'm like, damn. And I'm like, you are dead. Where that message never pops up. That's weird. And I was like, actually, what does it always pop up when I die and don't just get loot? And I'm like, wait a minute, credits? So I skip the credits, and then it's that's load pretty safe. And this is when I realized that by taking the crystal out of the fucking center, I fucked the loop. It no longer loops. So I actually died and everyone died. So I was like, fuck, okay, well, load previous save. And this is where I was like, you know what, I'm probably going to call it. I think we've had enough of the session. They're going to do some stuff, but next plan is to go back to the Ash Twin project and explore more and find the 2 cannons. So then I quit, and I'm like, thank you guys for joining me. And I was like, actually, wait. For next time, I'm going to write down some stuff that I can do. So I look at the twin. So I write down a couple of things that I learned this session. And this place was mostly silent anyway. But yeah, let's just try to write down as many things as I could remember so that next time I didn't have to make the same mistakes. Need to take Warp Core to Middle Bramble maybe. I don't know what Middle Bramble means. But follow Distress Beacon, frequency in Dark Bramble, shoot scattered through, go through red and follow. Do not take ship through red. Taking Warp Core will break time loop. Otherwise, Warp Core power what? So basically saying if it doesn't power that, figure out what. Need to make a note that it's a 22-minute loop cycle just for future me. Still missing in middle of deep. Still missing something in the middle of deep. Unsure how to get it. Something to do with jellyfish. Still missing the control module for Orbital Cannon. Still missing the other module. I could not remember what it was called. For the other Orbital Cannon is in the middle of deep, which we knew. Warp Tower is our sun. So I just had to write down what the Warp Towers were now. Well, I knew. Spiky one is the sun. The double one is the twins. Hearth is the bubbly one. Black Hole Forge is the diamond-shaped one. And it's like trying to figure out what I was missing. And I was like, oh, and the spiral is the deep. And then I was like, no, that's the wrong order. And the deep is the spiral. So then I decided to save it, and I say thank you guys very much for joining me, blah blah blah. And that is it. That was the entire so that's what I'm going to say again now. I'm going to say thank you guys for joining me. I'm sorry that it wasn't a full, you didn't get to experience a lot with me, because there was quite a lot discovered in that session, but there was also an enormous amount of sitting around waiting. the sand to travel, there was an enormous amount of me going up wrong places or doing something stupid. So the only bit that you kind of missed out on that was significant was me figuring out the different loops, the different portals where they take you, and figuring out where what was in the center, and that was all cool stuff. I'm going through that lore, but I will try. I will endeavor to not make this mistake again. And in the meantime, I hope you guys still enjoyed it. I will see you next time. And I hope you have a great night. Cheers.